Hey guys, welcome back to Homestead Prepping and Survival. It's that time of the month again. No, not a female. Time to run your equipment. See, I've got mine labeled. Turn it off. Main power's off. So, I know it's gonna get loud, but maybe I can stay a little bit further back and zoom in. Plugged into a 220 receptacle there. Into the generator. I got choke on a little bit, it's still wanting to run rough. But I need to turn them shop lights off. So basically, let me get it back to the house a little further away from the noise. I run it into the shop, the old shop, and it's got its own breaker, and it's a 220 plug, so it's feeding both legs of power going to there. And then it goes down to the mini barn, and then it comes over to the main panel here, is why I turned the main off. And it's got its own breaker there. Feeds inside to the inside panel and runs everything as if, I need to put a globe on there, if I'm on grid power. Light comes on too. So anyway, everything works, which right now it's a beautiful day, around 70. I don't need air conditioning, I don't need heat. It runs the well, everything. Now, it is a little too much to run the dryer for that little generator, but a dryer is not an essential item. So I am going to go in there and start a load of laundry, because it's also the day to do laundry. So the chickens are out running, well, 2 of the pens. And I just finished going through, you know, I had chainsaws worked on by a friend, and one of mine he couldn't get going, and then the other 3 he did. Well, one of them doesn't want to run right when we was trying to use it yesterday. And I got to looking at it today before I put them up. You know, I went ahead and sharpened the change, filled them with oil, filled them with fuel, all that good stuff, and put them up. Well, I got to that one that didn't want to run right yesterday, and I saw there is a fuel line coming off the primer bulb down to somewhere that was broken. So it must be the overflow or something, I don't know, but broken completely in 2. And the other 2 lines, you can tell, are brand spanking new, nice and rubbery, where he replaced them. So he missed one, and that's probably why it didn't want to run right. I took it apart as far as I could, and to be honest, I am not as small as a mechanic, although I can if I have to. I've taken it down as far as I want to take it without it being a pain to put back together. So I've got 2 chainsaws that are running. I'm not going to worry about it. That one could be easily fixed with just a little piece of 4 inches of fuel line. So I'll hang on to that, and I put those 2, the one that didn't run and the one that didn't run right, in a bag with all the chainsaw parts in it, and set it aside. So the chickens are enjoying the beautiful day. They're out here running around or wallowing in the sand, taking their dust bath. Looks like that hen is trying to lay another egg. Now, there's already 12 or 13 out here, I don't remember. So I expect to get about 14 or 15 today, which is probably going to be a daily record for me. But either way, I had 2 of these blue Orpington roosters that kept wanting to fight earlier, bowing up at each other, and they wasn't hurting each other, but it's irritating. I come over here and popped them with the shovel, you know, just enough to get their attention, not to hurt them. Broke them up, and about 5 minutes later they were back at it. So I came in and I walked in there and I got them again, and they finally decided to calm down and not want to fight. But I didn't hurt them. You just get their attention so that, you know, like a little child, break that mess up. But they all seem to be pretty well happy. I'm not going to let the adults out if I can't let the old man out, and I'm not going to let him out to pick on the other roosters. So, you know, he's a little bit older and tougher than they are. But either way, I'm going to let that Jenny run my power till probably dark, which is going to be about 4.5 hours or so. So I'm going to let it run, and I may let it go even an hour or so after dark. I'm not going to be in a hurry to shut it off. I want it to get well used and get some fuel going through that carburetor. And I know it's loud, but you know, it has to be done once a month. So now I'm going to get over there and pull a tiller out and get it running. And I've already ran the chainsaws yesterday. So the next thing would be, I've got to get the lawnmower cranked, and I'm going to run it for a few minutes. I'll probably just ride out to the range and blow the leaves off the range and all that, just to get some run time in that motor. And get started doing my house chores. I'm breaking the grill in today. I went to the store after church and picked up some ribs. So I've had the ribs for a little bit, so it's time to put them things on the grill. And I'm, you know, first time using it, so I'm having to get used to what temp it runs and all that. And I want to cook them on low temp without taking 6 hours. You know, I'd like it to take about 3 hours to cook these ribs. So right now I've got 2 burners on, and I'm running, looks like about 220 thereabout. I had 3 burners and it got, you know, above 250, so I'm like, that's too hot. I'd like it to run between 175 and 200, and I'm a little over 2, so it'll be all right. I've got the outside 2 burners on, and a slab of baby backs up on the top. So, well, St. Louis style, something like that. But they had a lot of meat on them, so I didn't want to walk past them. And it's just me, so that's plenty for several days. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. Don't forget, it is time to run your gas and fuel powered equipment. Diesel is not as picky as gas, sitting up and getting gummed up in the carburetor, but you still need to run that equipment. It doesn't need to sit there neglected for weeks and months on end. So now I'm running the generator. It's supplying my power. I'm going to be doing laundry. I'm going to run the mower. I'm going to run the tiller. Chainsaw's already been done. So just a reminder, it is that time of the month again to make sure you can keep your equipment running, so when you do need it, it's there and dependable. Last thing you want is to spend all the money on this stuff, and then when crap hits the fan, power goes out, short-term, long-term, whatever, and your stuff doesn't work. You need to run it every month. The only way you don't have to run an engine is if you get every drop of fuel out of that carburetor so it doesn't gum it up. And that's really hard to do. You can run some of them completely empty and try to crank it and, you know, all of that. That works pretty well, but you still need to run that motor every now and then. So either way, guys, I hope y'all are prepping. I hope you're getting ready for what's coming. Happy New Year to all of y'all. You know, the New Year's Eve's come and gone. And I know it's going to be a tough year for a lot of us, especially us preppers. But we've got time now to get ready for it. Y'all, it's coming. I guarantee you we're going to have boots on the ground in Ukraine and or Taiwan before it's over with. I think China's going to jump to Taiwan this year, and I don't know if we get boots on the ground there as far as national attention, but you know, we will have a lot of involvement in there, a lot of money being wasted. And the Ukraine, it's just this ain't nothing but Biden's way of trying to make himself look important. But we have no business in that war over there. It's not our fight, but we're paying for it anyway. So I think we'll end up with boots on the ground over there if we don't already have them on the ground and they're just not telling anybody. So it's going to be a tough year. Fuel's going to go up. You've got another fuel refinery plant that went down. It's talking about being down for about 3 months. You know, all right, just like the 2 week for COVID mess. So be prepared for it. Get the fuel now. In my area, it's less than $3. A couple weeks ago, it was down to $2.38. I haven't looked the last few days to see what the price is, but I know it's under $3. So it's time to get your fuel stocked up. Guys, every one of my cans down there are full. All my equipment's full, and I'll refill them today when I get through running the generator and the tiller, and then take my cans and get them filled back up. Excuse me. So anyway, pardon the noise on the generator, guys, but we all need reminders sometime, and this is it. This is, you know, not the first weekend of the month, but it is early in the month, and that's what I try to do. I aim for that first weekend, but I'm gonna be within a few days of it usually. So either way, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. All you subscribers, thank you very much. If you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you know when I put out another video. I appreciate y'all very much. Remember the two things I always tell you that's more important than anything else. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe, be prepared.